So last summer, I decided to cut my hair. If you want a visual for what I looked like before, it's on the program in the corner. And I wanted to get my hair cut for a long time, but I was always just like way too afraid. You know, my mom told me I wouldn't like it. I was afraid I wouldn't be able to get cast. That's kind of true. I was afraid it would be too permanent, even though it's hair. And so, whatever reason, I never did. And then last summer rolled around, and I was like, it's time. And so, I cut my hair, and I felt like more me than I had ever felt, ever. And it was awesome. And then fall and winter rolled around, and heavier, more curve-covering clothing came into vogue, and I started getting gendered as a boy, and I hated that a lot. But I didn't really know why I hated it so very much. And then a few weeks ago, I was feeling a little punk rock, and so I decided to paint my nails black. And I stopped getting misgendered, which, gross. But I also hated that, and I was like, why? I'm thinking a lot about how I like to be seen. And because being seen is different than being looked at. And generally, not only do we want to be seen and not just looked at, but we also want our fundamental truths, our core, our earth, our givens to be known. And we don't want to have to say anything at all. We don't want to have to say a single word. And, or at the very least, we want to be looked at with a second glance. Maybe that person isn't what they appear to be, because none of us are we? No! And after being gendered both ways by strangers who were merely looking at me, looking at my hair, my eyes, my mouth, my nails, my lack of makeup, and just, whatever they were looking at, instead of seeing me, I realized that I am either. And none of the terms I was familiar with felt right, so after some Googling, I settled on androgynous. My gender is androgynous. I like that. And gender is androgynous, I like that. And now I realize the reason I was feeling so very gross was because they were looking at me, glancing at a tiny piece of me, and placing me in whatever box made them feel most comfortable. They were using me to make themselves feel better, and that is indeed super gross. All I want, all any of us wants, is to be seen, and to have that be just as valuable and wonderful as the person next to us, even if parts of us don't fit in those imaginary little neat boxes we've been told about since forever. And one of the ways I know that will happen is through art. Because a lot of times people see art better than they see people in real life. And how can people begin to understand me, or anyone like me, or anyone that takes a little extra seeing right now, if we don't exist in art? We've got a long way to go, including gender fluid and androgynous and non-binary characters in plays or shows or movies. But in the meantime, can we at least stop giving the gender binaries so much power? Because even though I was born with a vagina, I'd be an amazing Algernon and Ernest, or Jack in Into the Woods, or Quasimodo in Hunchback of Notre Dame. And I cannot wait for the day that who I am, my earth, gets its day in the sun. Safe behind these windows and these